This is Matrixlord 212, and you know what? I've been reading a lot of posts and comments, on Say No to the BBC, one of the sites I help administer. And I gotta tell you something, like right now, because I'm getting really, really ticked off. Okay? If I ever hear again that it's because of the fans that Doctor Who is falling apart or falling down or dropping, you know what? Let's dissect this, shall we? Let's dissect this, and here it is again. My phone's going off. Okay, let's really look at the root of the problem, shall we? Way back in the day, all right, the BBC did not want the Doctor to have any more adventures. They didn't want Doctor Who, okay? So what they did was they do what any sniveling retail corporate ego does, and they keep playing games because they don't have the balls to write off the show and cancel it. So what they do is they play tippy toes, they play games, they keep changing the schedule so they confuse the crap out of the people. And then when it wasn't working fast enough, they kept doing it in ridiculous time slots. And you know what? The show got canceled. Okay? The show got canceled. And you know what? If that was an insult to injury, what did they do then to show that they really didn't want Doctor Who? They gave it away. They gave it away to us Americans to do a 1996 pilot, to which I have to say we had no idea what we were doing. Well, not me, but they didn't. But the whole thing is this. Then they realized, oh my God, there's potential. Let's bring it back. All right? And it became the greatest thing ever. Okay, but here's the thing that really, really pisses me off. Okay? First of all, as I said before, it was the fans that wanted it. Okay? If there's no demand for a product, they won't make it. Alright? What they do is they send out polls, they send out questions to people if they're interested in this movie, if they're interested in this show coming back. What they do is they put feelers out there to see what is the interest of the people, the fans. You know what? I'm sure the BBC did that. I'm sure they started doing different things to see if people wanted Doctor Who to return. And you know what? They did. Okay? We had fans in America. There was fans all over that wanted the show alive. They were doing conventions. They were doing everything. Okay? They bring the show back. Alright? And things were really good. In fact, you know what's really funny? I really find it funny how Russell T Davies had such a huge freaking budget for the show, and the moment he leaves and Moffat takes over, it's not Moffat's fault, but he has the shittiest budget I've ever seen in my life. And if you don't think so, you explain to me the eye in the sky, okay? In 11th Hour. Let me tell you something. When I first saw that, it didn't matter how good the writing was. When I first saw the eye in the sky, I was embarrassed as a fan. In fact, my kids that they've seen other sci-fi stuff, they were like, what the F is this? Okay? That one event with the eye in the sky almost made me stop. But of course I'm a Whovian and I continue to watch. And you know what? The episodes got really, really good. And you know what the thing is? Now all of a sudden we have this huge budget out of nowhere. Why couldn't it have been in the very beginning? But, okay. What I really don't like is people labeling everything and whining and crying on, oh, the fans are destroying the show. Guess what? It isn't the fans that are destroying the show, sweetheart. It isn't. You know what's destroying the show? Inconsistency. Okay? Nobody knows what the is going on. Nobody knows when the show's gonna start. If you get a brand new fan, they ask you a question, when is Doctor Who start every year, nobody can give a damn friggin' answer. Okay? And you know what? Russell T Davies religiously 14 episodes every year up until the specials came out, but that was supposedly because David Tennant had to do Hamlet or whatever. But you know what? It was coming out every year. 14 episodes. Okay? Now, I don't know who's to blame, but guess what? Moffat takes over. The episodes are really, really great. But you know what? We have the show starting all these ridiculous different times. Okay? Ridiculous. When in ever do you have split seasons and everything? First of all, you build the product up so much. You come to America, you spend millions probably, or whatever you spend on advertising in America. You put the Doctor on buses, you know, ridiculous, right? You build it up to monumental proportions, and then what do? You let the air out of the balloon. Because Doctor Who is missing for a while. And then the best is, you have the company that's in charge of it all, the BBC. They, because they have egos, flat out says, oh, you know what? Stephen Moffat can't handle the workload, and he can't get the writing done fast enough, so we're going to give him a break. And what happens? You have ego versus ego. And then you have Stephen Moffat says, oh, it's not me. You know, but of course he can't go too far. He can't rip the BBC too far, because then he'll be out of a job. So then you have a lot of lying going around, and you don't know who the hell is telling the truth. Okay? But here's the thing. Okay? I've never seen in Doctor Who history so much bull crap going on. Okay? Don't tell me that, oh, you know, people love the show so much that's why they're giving us 5 episodes. Really? Well, you made us starve for like a whole year anyway. So, you know, after I eat that 5 episodes, I'm still hungry. Okay? Because you know what? Where is my 14 episodes? Every year. And don't give it to me like, oh yeah, the Olympics and everything else. That has nothing to do with anything. Okay? As Sexy Blue said in Dr. Freedom, they could have aired Doctor Who way before the Olympics. Series 7. They started filming so freaking late. They're back against a wall trying to rush it out. That, you know what? Guess what? What are they going to film in January? Sherlock. You mean to tell me that Stephen Moffat's going to split himself in two, and he's going to do Sherlock, and he's going to do Doctor Who at the same time? Impossible. Impossible. They're not going to film anything in Doctor Who in January, February, March. Impossible. Okay? Stuff got so out of hand that up until like a month ago, there was scripts that weren't even finished. They had to get a brand new writer on something because this one couldn't do another episode. It was like chaos. Okay? Now, I see that these 5 episodes look awesome, but what about the next half? All I'm seeing is the Victorian era, and I'm getting a little worried. Okay, I'm getting a little worried that the budget was used up for 5 episodes, and what are you going to do? Be in the same time period for the next half of Series 7? I'm getting a little worried. Okay, are we going to get in a situation where we run out of money, so we're going to have to do something like Midnight, where you're going to be sitting, you know, in this small confined space for a whole episode, talking to each other for death? Mind you, it was a cool episode, but you know what? Like, you could honestly tell that they were saving the budget for something. I mean, come on. Really. You know, just like the episodes, all of a sudden you save the budget, then boom, Pandora, big bang, look at all this. Ooh. You know? Come on. The fans don't destroy the show. And you want to know why? Because people have a choice in this world. Okay? And if you tell me that you don't have a choice, you're full of baloney. If you don't want to be spoiled, you don't be spoiled. You turn it off. It's called click. You don't want to know spoilers? You click it off. You click it off. Don't be like, oh my god, I'm so traumatized because Matrixlord and Dr. Freedom and Sexy Blues, they ruined Doctor Who for me. You want to know about Doctor Who? That's why you come to our channels. I love my subscribers. I love the people going to watch my videos. Even the people that give it constructive criticism. I love everybody. But you know what? I'm not going to take this garbage about I'm trying to destroy Doctor Who or all my friends are. Are you kidding? You don't have to spoil. You don't have to have anything ruined for you. You don't. If you don't want to be spoiled about the episode, listen. When Dark Knight Rises was they were previewing it, I don't want to see any trailers. Okay? I didn't even want to see my Spider-Man trailers because I don't want it to get ruined. Okay? And I was able to turn it off. I was able to not watch. People have 2 arms, 2 legs, and even if they didn't, they have the right of a choice whether you want to see the spoilers, the trailers, the teasers, or not. And to say that destroys Doctor Who, let me tell you something. Okay? Maybe if the internet was around in 1989, maybe Doctor Who wouldn't have been cancelled. Okay? Because maybe the outcry would have been so freaking ridiculous that the BBC would have been forced not to change the time slots. Alright? You ever think of that? But you know, here's this massive. You got, first of all, you got infighting. You got the BBC fighting with Stephen Moffat, and don't tell me that's cleared up either, because I doubt that very much. Okay, and they got this other guy canceled Doctor Who Confidential. There's a reason why stores go out of business in retail. It's because people have freaking egos. People have freaking egos. They don't want to ever admit that they're wrong. And you know what? They'll allow their product to be completely and utterly obliterated before they, God forbid, say that they were wrong as a person. It's true. I have seen, I'm talking about retail now, I've seen companies fall when they could have been saved because the head CEO was a friggin' egomaniac. And what do? They just go on to the next company and destroy it. There's no room for ego if you want to survive in this world in the 21st century. The BBC has an ego, Stephen Moffat has an ego, and they both clash. And then it gets ugly when you get to see it on TV. I thought that was a damn disgrace when I saw Danny Cohen ripping Moffat apart, saying that, oh, he just can't handle the workload, he's overwhelmed. That was bullshit. Okay? That was bull. I couldn't believe that. Here you have the showrunner of Doctor Who, and they ripped him apart. That's a damn disgrace. And this other idiot saying that why he canceled Doctor Who Confidential, the ratings were ridiculous. Why would you do that? Because you're an idiot. You're an idiot. It seems like the same old story. They don't want Doctor Who. I'm not saying Stephen Moffat, I'm not saying Caroline Skinner, I'm not saying the actors. It seems like the BBC don't want it. Because if they did want it, and if they cared about the product, and if they cared about the 50th anniversary, you would have promoted the living crap out of that show for a whole damn month. Making it like, there's no such thing as somebody dropping the ball. There's no such thing. 9 days to promote the return of a show? You're out of your mind. It's because of that is why Doctor Who would get cancelled. Because of that negligence, that ego. You said it yourself, Mr. What's Rossable, that you guys don't control the scheduling or anything to do with that. It's up to the masters, the BBC. How the heck are you supposed to promote anything for 9 days? You wanna know why? Because you got people that give a crap about Doctor Who. Like me, like Dr. Freedom, like Sexy Blues, like S4 Mimic. All these people care about Doctor Who. That's why it gets promoted. It isn't just Moffat, it's everybody as a unit promoting our favorite show. So you want to say the fans are killing it? Let me tell you something. If there was no fans making videos about it, Doctor Who probably wouldn't be as popular. And somebody wants to say something too, like the magazine is dull. The magazine has been around for how many decades? What a damn disgrace it would be if that got canceled. What a damn disgrace. So, that's my rant for today. I'll talk to you guys later.